Live from the westernunion.com VIP Lounge.
We're here with Vance Joy, man. Welcome back to the Bay, Vance Joy.
One more hand for Vance Joy, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh, good.
We feel very special because I know you have 2 shows in the Bay Area this weekend.
Yes.
It's so funny because people probably assume you have your shows and then you're just free during the day, and you never are.
No.
He's like, I'm sleeping right now.
No, I have a look. I think I have about 5 minutes today, which is unscheduled. And I think in that time I've been practicing skateboarding. I'm not very good at skateboarding at all. And, you know, I really hope that I don't injure myself and the tour gets cancelled because that'd be a nightmare.
Who was it that broke his leg and now Dave Grohl? Did you see that?
Oh, Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters. He broke his leg on stage during a show, and the show went on.
Good.
Then he didn't miss a beat. And then then for his chair, he made a throne, like a full-on Game of Thrones, like leg in the air throne,
And sang?
and finished
so
the
good.
tour like a boss.
That's what I'll do.
Are they going to put?
So just in case.
Are they going to put a clause in your contract now? No
Yeah.
skateboarding once
They
they
don't give
figure
me
it
a
out?
throne. I don't know. I'll request a throne, but
Can you put that in your writer?
I'll be like, can I have a throne? They'll be like, you haven't even got a broken leg. Maybe if you break your leg, you might get a throne. But
That's not a goal to
Do you surf? Do you surf?
no, I'm like a city slicker from Melbourne, Australia.
Okay.
So like, a lot of people ask if I surf, and I wish that I did, but I don't know. I can't surf, and I can skateboard very badly. So I'm just trying to. You know, I'm going to go home to Australia and learn to surf. I'm going to learn to stand on a wave so I can say yes.
I'll be honest
All right.
with you. I have a thing about surfing. I like everything about surfing. And I live in Half Moon Bay, which is like Mavericks, which is like the surfing epicenter of the universe. I live right across the highway from there, and I don't surf.
Yeah.
But I love everything about surfing except actually surfing.
Yes.
I love the clothes.
Yeah.
I love the campfires. I love the food.
I like the
chicks
guys.
in bikinis, no problem.
Yeah.
Dude, I will even run up and down the surf with a board, but get in the water? No, that's not happening.
No, that's a bit like me. I'm very romantic about skateboarding and like the whole world of skateboarding, skate shoes, like hanging out with the guys, high-fiving each other. But, you know, when it comes to actually like doing a trick, it's kind of scary and I don't want to hurt myself. So, yeah. I don't want to go to a skate park as well because I'll feel the eyes of people being like,
They
"This guy-"
totally will.
They'll know me. They'll know I'm like a fake. But
You'll be a 42-year-old man wearing Vans. I mean,
I need to get some of those actually.
I was going to ask you that actually because, you know, we know you on stage, musician, performer, but when you're not performing, are there things you like to do? Because you just said off stage you're not a gamer, right?
No, I'm not a gamer, so that's, yes.
So what do you have hobbies?
Yeah.
Tinder?
Did you say Tinder?
I did say Tinder.
So
Sandy's
my
working her way
manager
to
told me
your
not to
profile.
get a Tinder account. She said, "Don't do that," and I was like,
So
"Come
he
on,
would
let me get
have.
it." So with Tinder, in my band, the bass player and the keyboard player are all on Tinder. Actually, the drummer is now on Tinder as well. Everyone's like, and it's just like I'm always kind of looking over their shoulders, and then like they'll be like swiping no to some people. I'm like, "What are you doing?" Like, I feel like I would be always swiping yes, but I don't know.
Yeah.
That would be my approach, but I haven't got a Tinder account, and I don't think it's
wonder
going to
if
happen.
you could, if anyone would believe you. You know what I mean? At this
Yeah.
point, because it's starting to blow up, which is awesome. And then would they say like, "Sure, Vance Joy, what's your real
you'd
name?"
put it under. He'd put it under his real name.
Yeah, I put it under James, which is my real name. But I could also, you know, I've heard about other musicians doing it, and yeah, I don't know. It's a bit of a lottery, I guess, and maybe you can meet the one on Tinder, or you can meet like a crazy person that is just going to meet you because they're a massive fan, and that could
You
be really
don't know.
awkward and weird.
I have one friend that got married from Tinder, believe it or not. They
Yeah,
just got married. So it's possible.
I believe in Tinder, yeah.
I believe in Tinder. What does it feel like to see your name next to the word sold out? Because I saw that all over your website. I was so excited for you.
Oh, thank you. It feels awesome. And yeah, this tour has been really cool, and I've got amazing support acts like Jamie opening and El King. So I'm very lucky to have such a quality lineup. And yeah, the rooms have been pretty big for us in terms of what we've headlined before, and crowds have been awesome. So yeah, I've really enjoyed this. It's been like a new experience.
You guys didn't know each other before, the three of you?
No.
Okay.
Who put you together?
Well,
Tinder.
Tinder put me in.
You right swiped your support
Everybody
acts.
super liked, and then we went on tour.
I was like El King, and I was like, yes. And then I was like Jamie Lawson, and I was like, how'd you get on my Tinder? But yeah, so that's how we got together. And no, it's been really. I don't know. It's kind of like, I guess, labels and also just people like saying you should have El King on your tour because she's incredible. And and it's been cool. Jamie's actually sleeping on our bus at the moment, so we're like
He may be sleeping right now, actually. He was tired earlier.
He's going to be sleeping in the back room, and then we get to drive back in the car. It's like me and Jamie sit in the back seats, and we're like, what are we doing today? We're like, going to promo. It's like, yeah, promo. Yeah, it's good. It's a
Do
good
you
vibe.
guys, because it's a 32-date tour?
Yes.
Okay, and how far along into the tour are you?
We are...
I think a week or two?
You're going to make him do math.
We-
I know, sorry.
We're 31 shows in, and we've got 24 shows left in this American tour.
Okay.
So we started on the 12th of January. So we're not so far in, but it's been busy. A lot
Right.
busier. Like it's been the most kind of like show kind of tour I've done, I think.
So you were in San Francisco a few months ago. We met a few months ago. Did you get any time to hang out then? Are you going to have time to hang out now?
I have actually spent a bit of time hanging out in San Fran, and out of all the places in America, I think I've done the most touristy stuff here. I've actually very proud to admit that I have done 2 Segway tours in San Francisco.
He did a
Oh my.
Segway tour. Were you good at it?
I love the response of the crowd then. It's kind of like some laughs, and then some people kind of like, yuck.
I'll
I
be
want to
honest.
try it, but I'm scared to.
Yeah, it's not that scary. It's funny. Like you sit in a room with like 8 other people, and I did it with my ex-girlfriend who was like 4 years ago, and I went with her and her family to America, San Fran, and they were like, we're doing a Segway tour as a family. It's going to be really funny. We got a photo of like 8 of us lined up on our Segways,
Nice.
like in a line. But yeah, it's just fun. And I made my friend Rob come with me, and like 2 hours into the Segway tour, he's like, far out, man. Like, it's kind of like the novelty's worn off, and we're just like riding
You're
Segways
like, this is cool for a block.
really slowly all around San Fran.
I'll tell you what, though, you haven't lived until you've done the yellow go-kart down the Embarcadero through Chinatown. Am I right? Come on, who's with me? No? We're not going to make him
You
do
did
that?
that?
Oh, that was even worse than the Segway response.
That was actually me trying to haze you, but everybody's into it. Well, I'm glad, man. Fire in the Flood, the new single, it sounded really awesome. New album,
Thank you.
congratulations. What is that song about, or who is it about?
It's, I guess, about kind of a kind of chaotic relationship that kind of fluctuates between being really awesome and great and kind of perfect, and then also being crazy and kind of unsustainable and passionate. But it was kind of, I guess, fueled by maybe some experiences, but also just that kind of storyline. And it's kind of more epic than other songs that I've written. So I enjoy singing it because it's kind of more, the notes are kind of bigger and stronger.
I was going to ask you, out of all the songs that you are performing right now on stage, is there one that stands out to you that you relate to more?
I actually got a really, and sometimes you feel songs more than others depending on how many times you've sung the other songs, and if it's a new song, it's usually like sometimes nice to play it because it's like fresh. But I was actually got a fan letter, and it said it had a bit of advice, which was like my favorite song to sing is the one I'm performing. That was another artist saying that, and I was like, that's a really good way of saying it, because I guess every time you're singing that song, you're like, I've got to do this justice and try and be in the song. So yeah, I like to approach it that way.
I always wonder, because Adele said she was afraid to write songs after she had her son, because she was like, I'm happy now, what do I do? So it's like, do you have to go back to that place every time?
Yeah, I think every artist is slightly different, and I wrote a lot of my, the songs I'm most proud of when I'm being totally happy and just like cruising and like no worries at all. And I've never been good at like being like, oh, my heart's broken, I'm going to write a song. And it's just like, I've never been good at like converting
Do you just drink it
exactly what's
away?
happening. I just drink it away and I go on Tinder and I'm just like,
Tons of left swipes.
I just
No
like,
one tonight.
I just get automatic swipe on it and I'm just like, sit there.
We did see a picture of you for Margarita Day, and you were having a margarita in Mexico. We were
Yes.
so jealous.
That was nice.
By
That
the way,
looks so
how did
fun.
you end up in Mexico on National Margarita Day?
Was it National Margarita
It was
Day?
National
That's
Margarita
why
I had no idea.
Oh yeah. Good timing.
Of course, he was in Mexico, so it's technically our National Margarita Day, which then who cares in Mexico? Anyway.
It was it was a bit of a promotion run, but we ended up at this resort in Puerto Vallarta for a day, just for a day. So it's kind of like what you see on Instagram isn't really the whole picture. The real picture would be like a 5-hour flight from Phoenix to Puerto Vallarta and like being like, got to do all this stuff, and I'm like, okay, and then like, got half an hour, stand on the beach, and you're like, okay, they're like, take a photo of margarita, it's margarita day, and you're like, okay, and they give you the margarita, you're like, And they're like, all right, get back in your hotel room.
And that's it.
4 a.m. lobby call.
We were
Sorry, I'm like venting.
I love it. You should.
Fine. Work's hard sometimes. Work is hard sometimes.
I would wanna go to the
ukulele will
beach.
own you, I promise. Funny thing about the photo, when we were looking at it, I was like, damn, Sandy, he's such a baller. He can fly to Mexico for National Margarita Day and then come back. The other photo that I'm laughing at myself is a picture of you holding, is it the ukulele? It's a ukulele you're playing, correct?
Yeah.
Sort of. It's a very high-end ukulele. That's why I didn't recognize it. But I see you've got it up in the air, and my first thought was that it was a regular guitar. And I'm like, God, he is tall. Look how small that guitar looks.
Where was I? Is this a photo on my Instagram?
There's a photo on your Twitter.
Okay.
You're on stage, I think, in Denver or someplace.
You thought he was a giant?
I did. Well, he is.
Like Gulliver's Travels.
I totally was like, oh my God, he
How
just
tall are
dwarfed
you?
that guitar.
I am 7'6".
Yes, he is.
And you don't play basketball?
I'm 6'3".
Okay.
I'm not that tall. I think people think I'm taller than I am, but and often
he
people are
wears the
surprised I'm
boots
tall.
and
I got
the
the heel.
hair.
The heel makes me 6'4".
Yeah.
That's our secret. So welcome.
Yes.
Well, we appreciate it very much, man. We appreciate you stopping by. I know it's a tough work. Have you ever played the Fox Theater? I know you're going to do 2 shows
No,
there.
never played that.
I have to tell you that 99% of the artists that I talk to say it is the most glorious place to play a show in the entire United States. From
awesome.
the load-in area, when you get there, ask them about the Foxhole. This is downstairs. It's a bar downstairs, and I will tell you this because I know that I found out a lot of really fun stuff about Vance while I was kind of cruising online. You grew up playing the guitar when you were a kid to like Metallica songs?
Yeah.
That was the deal. So I took a selfie with Rob Trujillo randomly. I was in between Rob Trujillo and Tony La Russa in the
Amazing.
Foxhole at the Fox. It was the most surreal moment of my life. And so ask him about that. There's AC coming through the floors. You're going to love the venue.
Okay.
Speaking of Metallica, one of the fun facts that I found was you grew up on Metallica. You're a big Metallica fanatic. They were just here for the Super Bowl. But then your first album you ever purchased was Savage Garden?
Yeah. So there's
How
a
does
bit of
that work
there's
out?
a contrast there. So that was 1996 or 7, and my mum took me to the CD shop, and the song at the time was "I Want You" by Savage Garden, and that was just in my head, and I was like, I didn't know what the lyrics were. I just thought it was "Ooh, I want you, I don't know if I need you," but I was obsessed with that song, and she took me to get that CD, and it's this incredible album, and they're Australian, and I guess
Did
it
you
was them,
feel
it was
like
them, and then Metallica, I guess around the same time. It was kind of like in 1998. They kind of had Unforgiven 2 and Reload, which was kind of like for all the young kids, that was like your entry point to Metallica, and then you go back and discover the other stuff.
I love learning little things like that, though. Are there any musicians or artists that you like that people wouldn't guess that you're into, or certain songs? Or
Probably from that period of my life when I was like an angry boy, there's like angry boy music. I loved Rage Against the Machine, and playing Bomb Track was one of the first songs that I learned on guitar, which I really liked. But then besides that, I kind of like just like anything. I'm really just
all over the map.
All over the map. And it's nothing too surprising. Besides, Metallica usually does surprise people, but it's there.
What's your favorite song to cover?
Favorite song to cover? I really like covering a Crowded House song. They're a band from New Zealand, and they have a song called Fall at Your Feet, which has been covered by a few artists. I think James Blunt did a cover of that song. And also, at the moment, we've been doing a cover of You Can Call Me Al by Paul Simon.
Okay.
Which has been, it's obviously a classic song, so you try your best to do it justice. And The Chain by Fleetwood Mac.
Okay.
That's a good one.
There you go.
We get that up and going, and it's another hard song, but it's just such a cool, awesome song that
I love it.
Love singing that one.
I want to get back to your Tinder profile just for 1 second.
Sure.
Another fun tidbit that I found, he really likes sugar, Sandy. Is it kind of a sugar fiend? These are things
like
I read on the internet.
Yeah.
True or not true?
That's true. I mean, I've got to be careful because I kind of...
What's your poison? Like, what's your move?
Well,
Snack
there's been
foods.
there's
You're
this
in the right
wonderful
country.
there's a wonderful person who has donated a lot of baked goods to the tour bus, the Vance Joy tour bus, and she's a friend of one of the drivers, and we come in and there's like pumpkin loaves and like Cinnabons. We've got like 40 Cinnabons in our tour bus right now.
God, that sounds
and they're just waiting for me. Jamie had one the other day, and he's like, I don't even know what this thing is.
As it slowly overtook him.
It was like this. He's like, what's this doughy thing? And I'm like, it's a Cinnabon. Chuck it in the microwave.
How do you maintain that? Do you have a workout regimen, or do you just have the metabolism of a 14-year-old girl?
I think I have the metabolism.
Curious.
I think I have good metabolism. I mean, knock on wood, but I've been skateboarding. I've been practicing my ollie. And
Oh, is that it?
yeah,
Too
I
many
don't know.
Cinnabons. I better take
I
up
like
skateboarding.
skateboard for 5 minutes. I'm like, ooh, my heart's going.
What about back home though in Australia? Is there like a certain cuisine or certain snacks? How is it different from here? Because we just eat a lot of
Yeah.
processed crap.
Okay, we eat a lot of
like it.
processed crap as well, for sure. We love it. We love the processed crap, but we also love like being organic and like eating kale all the time.
Oh,
and
you're in the right place for that.
yeah. So that we kind of fluctuate between those two things, but we have like. Actually, some fans have given me some tubes of Vegemite, which is like our
I still don't know what
popular
Vegemite
spread.
is.
It's like a fermented veggie spread.
Yeah,
Is
it's
that
like
right?
fermented veggie.
Is it
veggie
really?
spread. It sounds
Is
horrible.
it good?
Doesn't it? Yeah, it's good.
All
It's like
right.
if you get brought up to have it when you're a little kid, because your instant reaction to that taste of this stuff is like, this is disgusting.
Right.
But eventually, I don't know, you get conditioned to it, and it's like drinking beer, I guess. When you're 14 and you drink your first beer, you're like,
Is that when you do it?
yeah,
All right.
yeah.
I'm asking for a friend. New album is called Dream Your Life Away. Song is called Fire in the Flood, man. Vance Joy, so awesome to have you here.
Thank
dude.
you.
We
Pleasure.
really appreciate
Thank you
it.
so
Enjoy
much,
the city.
Vance.
Welcome to the Bay.
Thank you.